The value of the proposals was exponentially larger than we ever considered. Although we weren't able to implement all the ideas, and some of the estimates employees had were more than what the actual costs were, just the number of ideas and the amount of money that we were able to save as a result of those was staggering. For us, it was a couple of $1 million in a training session. That's hard to come by in any other way. One of the things that I think Larry does a great job of in the book, he mentions repeatedly those closest to the situation will have better ideas than those that are far away. We found a long time ago in healthcare, from a clinical standpoint, that nurses who are there touching the patient, dealing with the patient, usually have the best ideas of how to improve care. In the same way, those who are dealing with specific issues have the better opportunity to tell us what they might change or improve in order to reduce costs. I was impressed as I read the book, some of the examples that Larry gave, and we knew if we turned our employees onto this education and this training, they'd have an opportunity to really help us find some gains. We had a number of really good ideas. One that was extremely interesting to me was from a lab employee. During this session, she suggested that if we were to discontinue providing a couple of different tests that we provide rarely, we could save a great deal of money. In order to keep a test on our menu, we do a lot of quality assurance, and we were spending an enormous amount of money in order to keep these couple of tests on panel. She suggested that we look at outsourcing those tests to our central lab in order to save money. We looked into it. It resulted in $17,000. It was a change we were able to make within a week. Those types of things were alarming to think that we had opportunities like that we were unaware of, but also a great idea from an employee close to the situation. There were 2 or 3 departments that I was surprised by. Our cath lab happened to have a few individuals that were just highly engaged. They probably generated close to 20 ideas just between 2 employees. Then again, we had our environmental services group that came in, and 1 person submitted 7 ideas. Happens to work in our laundry department. Great ideas because she's all over the hospital. She had ideas that weren't just in her realm of influence, but ideas that had an impact throughout the facility. I was very impressed by that. We had a nurse who's worked in an OB department for probably 20 or 25 years, and as she was sitting in there, she asked a question, and we didn't have an answer, but one of her fellow employees did. While they were there, they jumped on their cell phone, called this fellow employee, obtained the information that we couldn't give, and that idea resulted in about $14,000 worth of savings. Again, nobody from upper management had any answers for her, but when they're working together, employees can do great things, and that was just a great reminder of that for us.